Boxing, talking to former world featherweight champion Colin McMillan. Colin, how are you?
Not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Right, so we saw you a couple of weeks ago and had you on the site, which was great. So we just want to talk to you a little bit more about your career and stuff. So talk to us how it started off. What got you into boxing when you were young?
I think when I was young, I used to watch TV like many kids. I used to love Muhammad Ali and then Sugar Ray Leonard, and I used to watch them. And I think, when I grow up, I want to be, a champion like them, and that became my kind of goal. I wanted to go to the Olympics, get a gold medal, turn professional, and become a world champion. So from about 15, one of the local guys went to Barking, my local amateur boxing club, and that's when my career started.
15 years old in Barking, did you say?
15, yeah, and that was quite old. I think a lot of people start a lot younger. So I was quite fortunate, but I think sometimes if you do tend to start too young, by the time you get into your 17, 18, you kind of get bored. So for me, 15 was a good kind of age to start.
Excellent. So, and then talk to us about your amateur career. How many fights did you have? Was that a successful career? I think you did well at the ABAs, did you?
Yeah, I was 4-time London ABA champion. I got to the national quarter-finals, semi-finals, and 2 national finals. Both national finals I lost by split decision. Both very, very close. I thought I nicked them. And the final one was in the Olympic year. That was always my dream, to go to the Seoul Olympic and get a gold medal. But I lost to the Scottish candidate Dave Anderson in the final. So he went to the Olympics, and I had to end my amateur career and then turn professional.
It's a shame you didn't get to the Olympics, because I think, did you not knock him down in that fight as well?
Yeah, I put him down in the first round, and a lot of people thought I won. I thought I won, but unfortunately didn't get the decision, and had to go a separate direction.
Okay, well, it wasn't meant to be at Olympic level, so you then turned pro, and how did that start off for you?
Well, I kind of spoke to various people, heard loads of experiences, and I loved, to watch Sugar Leonard did. He managed himself, and I spoke to former world champion Terry Marsh, and he said, well, at the time you can't manage yourself, but I can manage you for the first year of your career, and they'll give you some help, and after that you can kind of do your own thing. So I turned pro with Terry Marsh and the World Sports Corporation with Ambrose Mendy, and that's when my professional career started.
There's a great name in the boxing world as well, Terry Marsh. So you then went on and won your first title fight for a world title at WBO, is that right?
WBO beat Mauricio Stecker for the World Championship in 1992 at Ali Pali, and obviously for me it was a great night. All the years I started, that was my end game, to go there and to become a world champion, and particularly the fact that he went to the Olympics and he got the Val Barker Award for the best boxer of the tournament. And I think when we fought, he had a record of 45 fights and 44 wins. Wow. So it was great for me to beat him and to become a world champion. So,
silly question, but was that the greatest night of your career, winning that title?
Yeah, I think two fights stand out for me. Obviously, that one there, because the kid, that was almost my dream to become a world champion. So that was really, really important to me. And also when I beat Gary DeRue for the British title, because in the amateurs, where I'd always been like the nearly man, when I got my first professional title, something which no one can take away from you, that was another special night for me. So those 2 nights really stand out for me, throughout my career.
Excellent stuff. Well done on that. And then I think you went on to your next fight, so I hate to talk about the bad bit, but you failed to defend in the first fight. But I think a lot of that was down to an injury. Talk us through what happened that night. Yeah, I thought Ruben Palacios from Colombia in my first defence. At the time we were looking at a unification fight with Paul Hodgkinson, who was the WBC champion. Things were, talks were underway, we were looking forward to get that fight together. But I fought Ruben Palacios in the fight, tough fight. And I think I was head on point, but during the 7th or 8th round, I threw a left hook, he came underneath, lifted up, and then my shoulder was dislocated. I tried to continue for a little bit, but eventually referee saw the injury, and the fight was stopped, and I lost my world title. So, first defence, and it wasn't a good night. Such a shame. So what happened after that? Did the injury heal? Was it never the same again, or?
It was never the same. I had an operation. I had a pin put in it, and I was due to fight Steve Robinson again for the world title. But during that fight, before that fight, knew that the shoulder wasn't 100%. So I'd made plans to go to America. Obviously, I fought Steve Robinson. He beat me on point. And that was disappointing. But I had to go to America after that to get microsurgery on the shoulder, and hoped it would return to normal. But unfortunately, it never was quite the same after the injury.
Such a shame. And when I was looking through your record, you ended your career I think in '97, and that was around about the time Naz was about. I think Kevin Kelly at a similar time. There were some big names out there that maybe you could have had if that shoulder hadn't have gone that way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, at the time when I was WBO champion, we had Kevin Kelly was around, Paul Hutchinson, Vargas. There was quite a few good fighters at the time, so I had a great opportunity to become undisputed world champion, which is what my goal was. But unfortunately, because of the shoulder, it never materialised.
Well, look, that's still an amazing story to tell the kids and the grandkids, mate. So you were the WBO Featherweight champion of the world. Well done, Colin. Right, so a little bit after when you retired. So you're obviously still in the game. So for those that don't know where we are, we're at the Edge Gym in Romford, which is the home of European light middleweight champion Hamzah Sheeraz. And I believe you've been drafted into that team. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I spoke to Hamzah's dad, Cameron, quite a few months ago, about 4 months ago, and he told me about Hamzah and his, how good he was and his potential and what he wanted him to do, and I asked him to come on board and act as a mentor, try and add some experience. And when I came down, I was really, really impressed. Hamzah's got a lot of talent. I really genuinely believe he's got the tools to become, a world champion, and he's got all the right attributes. Got a good work ethic. Very good ring intelligence and great, power and speed and a good boxing brain. So I think he can go, all the way. And we've also got his cousin, Umar Khan, who's just turned professional with Frank Warren and should be, I think, making his debut in December. And he's another prospect who's got heaps of potential, and I think it's going to go a very, very long way. So, I think I'm quite fortunate to become involved, and hopefully can add to their team, a great team around them. Eddie Kelly's doing a great job with them, and I can just add some extra input and help them, realise their dream and become world champions.
Brilliant stuff. I can't believe how big Hamzah is. I said this last time I was here, but 154 pounds, and he's about 6'3". Does he make that weight easy?
He makes the weight quite easily. I was quite surprised myself. He looks a bit like Tommy Hearns, very tall, and but he makes the weight very well, and he's very strong at the weight. So at that weight, he's going to be very, very difficult to beat.
Yeah, he hits hard as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's a great boxer. Tremendous power, and he's fit. So he's got all the tools to do the job.
Excellent. Well, I don't think they've got a fight announced as yet, a date or opponent for Hamzah or Umar, is what I'm hearing. But hopefully, when we do hear something, we'll come back down again and maybe get another interview with you. Thanks for chatting to us.
No, my pleasure.
Cheers, Colin.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from Title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.